Hello and welcome. Today I will explain to you the meaning of NCT Episode 1, the Dream Lab and the NCT Boss teasers. Prove to you how the entire Episode 1 was a dream itself. But before I explain to you how it is all one big dream, I'll first explain to you the meaning of Episode 1. Please note, these are just theories, with the possibility of being wrong. I encourage all of you to listen to this with an open mind and engage in conversation. NCT Dream Lab Episode 1. Dream Lab. What is this? To understand this, we first have to look into the definition of a lab. A laboratory is a facility that provides controlled conditions in which scientific or technological research, experiments, and measurement may be performed. So a dream lab would be a place or point of existence with controlled conditions where research, experiments etc. on dreams and all things related to dreams take place. Now we dive into the video. The video opens up with a foggy road. On the road you see the sign dream. And you see boys running on that road. We will not dive into that right now, but keep it at the back of your mind, because you will need it later in this video. Mark then opens up the video by saying that NCT shares dreams. We will not dive into this right now, but keep it at the back of your mind, because you will need it later. At 0:35 where we are introduced to the Dream Lab, Mark then speaks again and says, all over the world we can share our dreams with NCT. NCT is a group focused on accessibility and expandability, with no limitations on group members, thus allowing various combinations. Now what Mark says can have many meanings, but for this video we will only focus on two. 1. It meaning that non-nations have the possibility to join NCT. 2. And that NCT is actually a movement. But how? We'll start with the first one. Mark says NCT has no limitations on group members. This would mean that future members would not be limited to only Asian, but may come from various other ethnicities. This theory is supported by numerous things in Episode 1 and the Boss MV teaser. And I'm sure there are more evidence in Episode 2, the switch, but that will wait for another video. But what Mark says can have another meaning too, which is that NCT is a movement. What do I mean by this? Mark says, with no limitations on group members, hinting to NCT's ends. I'm not stating that NCT's ends can join NCT, but just to view it as a movement that everybody is part of with the boys. This theory might sound crazy right now, but humor it is more evidence pointing to this will shows up in the video. Another thing is that when Mark says that NCT is group focused on accessibility, a picture of Tor network shows up. For those who do not know what Tor is a network that allows you to use the internet anonymously. And what Tor does is it directs internet traffic through a free, worldwide, volunteer overlay network consisting of more than 7,000 relays. The keywords are free, worldwide and directs traffic. Tor is a picture of how the movement is visioned. How the movement should be free, accessible and worldwide. A never-ending, never-interrupted flow of dreams, aspirations, and goals. Mark then further states what connects NCT are dreams. So what connects NCT with NCT are dreams? How, you ask? Mark says, we can always meet in dreams. Empathize in our dreams. To understand that we need to understand what dreams are. In the video one of the definitions they give for what a dream is, it's a strongly desired goal or purpose. So when Mark says we can always meet in our dreams, he could mean in the sense that it's people's common goals or purposes that bring them together. Thus NCT could be movement built on hopes, dreams, aspirations, or goals. Not only does NCT have dreams, but NCT's ends also have dreams and goals that they want to reach. So we would all be on this journey together, in this movement filled with dreamers called NCT. By now you might be thinking that this sounds a little far-fetched, but more evidence pointing to this will come up in the video. But we will come back to all of this further in the video. Now back to the theory, where Mark says there are no limitations on members, and I explained it's because non-nations can join NCT too. Within this video and episode 2, you see a repeating number, and this number happens to be 5. You officially notice it on the TV screen, where there are a list of episodes going up till 5. Now what this could mean is that the NCT series will have only 5 episodes. There are more clues in that picture that I could go into about a possible new unit, but that will make this video too long. If you want me to make a separate video on that, comment in comment section down below. Okay, back to the importance of number 5 and how it proves that NCT will eventually, or are planning on doing it sooner, like 2019, will have non-nation members in the group. But for now I'll be pointing out to you all the times the number 5 is shown or spoken about in the episode. Now why is the number 5 the important? Well, because not only do we see the number 5 in episode 1, but it also shows up in episode 2. In this scene Lucas presses the number 5. The explanation for this will be in a separate video for episode 2, but for now we are only focusing on the number 5. Now originally I thought that the number 5 was only a clue for the number of episodes, and I had other thoughts, but none of them had concrete evidence to back them up, until NCT dropped the teaser for Boss. While watching the Boss teaser you notice a few things. 1. There are scenes where it's just the 7 group members of NCT U. Here the boys are standing in a circle and they are 7. Why they are standing in a circle is for another video. But for now let's focus on the fact that they are 7. Now I'm gonna show you another picture from the teaser, where there are not 7 boys but 12 boys. Meaning there are, can you guess it? 5 more boys in that picture, and what makes it interesting is that they are not the other NCT members. These are different boys and they are all Western. I'll get into why they are Western in a few minutes. But for now we'll focus on how they are standing, and in what they are standing. The 7 NCT members and the 5 Western boys are all next to each other dressed in different clothes, giving of a hint that they are all equals. And they aren't positioned like backup dancers. They look like they are one boy group. Now moving on to why they are standing in a circle. Throughout episode 1 we see circles, and in the teaser we see it in the beginning with how the boys are standing. And now that they are standing in that giant circle platform. Now you might be wondering why a circle is so important. Well, that is because one of the circle's meanings are that it represents the notions of totality, wholeness, original perfection, the self, the infinite, eternity, timelessness, etc. Keywords here are infinite, because NCT is supposed to have an infinite amount of members, and are not supposed to be limited. With the 5 Western boys in the circle with them, it could mean that NCT expanding to all the corners of the world is NCT connecting with everyone, and connecting everyone with everyone, almost like a circle. I hope I didn't confuse you there. Now to further prove my point on why the boys are a symbolization of NCT expanding without ethnicity boundaries is because when we see those 5 boys again in the tease they are sitting among NCT, one again like they are one group. In that picture with Taeyong you can clearly see the 2 guys sitting next to him are not Asian point, thus the number 5 was a hint to the 5 boys in the teasers, and those boys with the NCT members are a picture of the future of NCT. Now that I'm done showing you how non-Asians have the possibility of joining NCT, and I'll now show you how those same pictures could as well mean a NCT movement. The Western boys in the Boss teasers could also be a representation of NCT with NCT's ends, thus them looking like one boy group, and standing in a circle pointing to wholeness, etc. This could be NCT becoming one with NCT's ends as a movement of like-minded individuals who all have dreams and aspirations. This is further proven towards the end of episode 1 when Mark says, all over the world we can share our dreams with NCT. With NCT. Mark talks as if he is not part of NCT, and as if it is a sharing platform through which we all can connect with each other. This would all just be a symbolization of NCT and NCT's ends being one movement, and how NCT wants us to dream, and have aspirations just like they do. Now that I've explained to you some of the meanings behind episode 1 and the boss teasers, I will now show you why the entire episode 1 was a dream. Within episode 1 we are led to believe that we only enter NCT's dream when we are showed 10's dream. Remember, we entered 10's dream through the Dream Lab, and all is fine and well until we come to the end of the video, and we are back where we started off, the Dream Lab, and we are left with Mark saying, everything is possible here in my dream, and the objects in the room start levitating. Now the question arises, WTF? Because if the Dream Lab scene was also a dream, then 10's dream was in a dream. WTF? And if that's the case, then when did the dream really start, and what is going on? Well, remember in the beginning of this video where I showed you the road with the dream sign on it, and how the boys were running towards the direction of the dream sign? Well, that's when we officially entered the dream. Usually signs like that on the road indicate to an upcoming thing like a school or a hospital. In this case it was showing us that we were entering a dream. That's why it was so foggy too. So everything we saw from that point was all in a dream. But how? How did Mark manage to control what we were showed in the dream? Well, through lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is when one realizes that he or she is dreaming, and from that point on is able to control everything that happens in the dream. That's the only thing that can explain how there was able to be a dream within a dream, and how Mark was able to control it. Now the whole lucid dreaming circle etc only scratches the surface of what's being portrayed in episode 1, but I'll only go into that if you guys want me to. Furthermore, if you'd like to see why electromagnetic spectrum plays a big role of symbolization in episode 2, the switch and the boss teasers, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you guys understood and enjoyed it. Sorry if I was confusing at certain parts. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like. Thank you.